And hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday's video recap on the VZWBuzz chat, sponsored by Verizon Wireless. We're so grateful for that. So today we're going to give away this amazing speaker. It's the Ultimate Ears Boom. I can show you how big it is. It has an incredible sound, and so in honor of our mobile music theme, that's what we're going to give away today. So the way we're going to choose the winner is we need to learn from you what key takeaway you get from either the chat or today's recap. And I'm thrilled to welcome Jason Ramsey from Wichita, Kansas. How are you, Jay?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here as always. Thanks for having me, Monica.
Thanks for joining us, Jay. I realize that every time we want to talk about music, we come to you, and it's your busiest day of the week, right? Fridays?
Well, Fridays are busy, but every day's busy, so it's good. It's okay.
That's great. That's great. I know you're running the School of Rock out there in Wichita, Kansas. What kind of cycle are you in right now?
Well, we just started our spring season, and we have 3 showcases we're in the middle of right now. We have kids rehearsing for a Jimi Hendrix tribute show, tribute to the Rolling Stones, and also Rage Against the Machine versus Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, wow. That's so great. I love Jimi Hendrix. Am I going to date myself?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty universal. It still stands up, I think.
What are some of the most popular, artists that your kids like to play or learn?
Gosh. I mean, current artists, we do mostly classic rock, so the kids get a full dose of that, and they love Hendrix, and they love Zeppelin, and they love Pink Floyd, but then they're also into bands that I don't know much about, like Black Veil Brides and Bullet for My Valentine and stuff like that. And when they had me listen to it and turn me on to it, there's some good stuff out there. I'm just not young and hip anymore.
I am so grateful that you're teaching these kids music that we all can be familiar with. I'm sure the parents enjoy the kids playing those songs.
Oh yeah, they love it, and there's something to offer there musically too, because I don't think any of the modern music today would exist if not for all that came before them, and I think it's important for the kids to recognize that.
It's so true. It's so true. I remember growing up, my mom used to say that Elvis Presley had inspired the Beatles, that the Beatles gave him credit, right, for some of the inspiration that they got for their songs. And of course, they since inspired others, right?
I would say the Beatles have inspired almost every type of rock and roll genre there is out there today in some form or fashion.
Yes, I think that's so fantastic. I love the fact that kids learn music. I was forced to go when I was little, but then I was so grateful that I that I did go. So, hey, parents out there, make sure you check out the School of Rock. There's basically a School of Rock in how many cities now, Jay?
Gosh, we're growing so fast. I think as of right now we have 155 locations and 15 new locations coming in the next 3 to 4 months. So if there's not one near you, there will be soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Great, great education, great enrichment for music. And I know we were talking about mobile music in this chat today, and we've talked about streaming services before, and I know you use a few, right? What are the ones you use?
Well, I mean, I used to be really into Pandora, and I think it's still a great service, but I think, in the last few months, Spotify has really turned it up, especially since they launched their web player. And I don't know if anybody saw them, but I shared a couple of links during the chat to a couple of my Spotify playlists. The way you can make your playlists and search music that you maybe don't have in your library and then share it with all your friends, I think it's just, as far as streaming goes, a little above the rest right now.
That's really, really cool. I love that you shared your playlists, because sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do, right? To find the time to curate, a selection of music that you love. I know every single Soul Cycle or spin class that I do, I'm like hoping that they're going to share their playlists. So I guess Spotify is going to make it easier for them to do that now.
Well, and most people don't know who the artist is. I mean, if you are with somebody in one of those classes you're talking about and you turn to them and you say, "Who is this?" 9 times out of 10, they're not going to know, unless they're really into music. And so you hear all these great songs and you have no idea who's singing them. It's hard to go home and look it up, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do use Shazam everywhere.
And SoundHound's really good too. I use that one too. It's basically,
Soundhound.
yeah, it does the same thing as Shazam, but it has a few more features.
Oh, that's good. I have that. What is that? Soundhound?
SoundHound.
Try to say that a couple times fast. Soundhound. It's interesting. Tell me a little bit about how you manage your music, because I know I don't think we touched on that too much last time. There's different playlists. So what is it that you do with it? How do you actually manage it?
Uh, I have so much music. I don't know. I think I'm pushing about 80 gigs of music right now in my iTunes. So when I switch computers, it takes me a couple of days to transfer the music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've used iTunes for years. Just recently, in the last 6 months, I've started using Google Music. I uploaded all my music when Google Music first came out and never used the service until I got an Android phone last year. I had the Samsung Galaxy S5, and so then I just clicked on it and I thought, well, I'll just, get this synced up and try to use it. And I signed into Google and there was my entire music library. I didn't have to do anything. It was already there. So I think that was kind of a hidden treasure. I'm not sure a lot of people are familiar with Google Music, but it's definitely worth checking out. Storage is incredible.
Right. So that means that you can really play your music on any device,
Yeah.
not just the Apple devices, of
Yeah,
course.
you can log into an Android tablet or a laptop, a desktop, anywhere you're at, as long as you sign into Google, your music is right there.
Yeah, no, it's true. I love that. I love that idea, and the also storing it in the cloud, right? It's become so much more common, so you don't have to have these devices with, a ton of gigabytes of storage space necessarily. You can actually have a pretty light device and listen to your music everywhere you go.
Yeah, you don't have to carry around the brick anymore that has a
Yeah.
few thousand songs in it and nothing else.
Right. Do you ever mix your music? Do you do any arrangements to your music at all?
I play around a little bit, but I'm not very good at it. Th that's really an art in itself, I think, is doing mashups and mixing musics together.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
teachers do it a lot, but I don't do it a lot.
Right. Is that something that the kids learn in the School of Rock?
Yeah, they can. We definitely have audio engineering classes for the more advanced kids. We don't have a lot of those kids right now. It's mainly more for seniors in high school or kids who are getting ready to go to college. And it also coincides with some of the singer-songwriter stuff we do as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's cool. So you do that. So if somebody's inclined to learn, about writing music, creating music, that's also something they can come to the School of Rock for.
Absolutely. And in the summer, we have singer-songwriter camps where they actually write their own songs and then record them.
Oh, wow. I had no idea. That's fascinating.
It's a very simple, I mean, simplistic process. We don't have a sound booth or a recording room, but we do show them the basics of it and how it's done.
Well, I mean, that's all you need sometimes, right? Just to really start or release your creativity. How old can I go to your class if I'm so inclined?
Absolutely. I just signed up a 60-year-old day before yesterday. So,
Oh, wow, that's fabulous.
yeah, we do adults on Tuesday nights, and I think most of the schools now do adults as well. So,
Wow, that's really great. So everyone, you have to check it out, especially if you're in Wichita, Kansas. Let's talk also a little bit about learning. I know there's been quite a few apps that may allow people to either fine-tune some of their instrument learning. Do you know anything about them?
Songster is great for
Mm-hmm.
guitar and bass players. There is some piano on there, and I think they have an app for iOS and Android, so it really doesn't matter what your device is. Ultimate Guitar is another one, and it has a deep catalog of stuff for guitar and bass players. There's a lot of good ones out there, but those are the two that probably stick out the most to me right now.
Wow, that sounds great. So what happens with those apps basically is you play them perhaps in your tablet or your iPhone, your smartphone, and then you have your guitar and it kind of walks you through what to do.
You can. It depends. I mean, there's several different ways of going. You can you can pull the music up and read along and play along, and I think there's auto scroll features on both of those, so that it'll move across the screen while you play, so you don't have to stroke it. Um,
Hmm.
And then Songster also has arrangements for like if you want to take a song apart and you want to play, let's say you're playing guitar on a song and you want to hear the drums, you can turn everything down but the drums and then play your guitar along with it. So there's lots of different integration you can do with those.
Oh, wow, that really sounds great. So you could even do a little bit of an arrangement there.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is great. I know that a lot of people like to, also do the whole karaoke singing thing. I'm sure that kids at the School of Rock also learn to sing, right? No, it's not just playing an instrument.
Our vocal instructor is the most popular teacher, so I don't know that that's the case in every school, but it is in ours.
Yeah, I did hear one of your concerts, this young girl singing. She had an incredible voice. What a great opportunity, to develop that for her.
Yeah, we've been blessed. We're fortunate to have quite a few good teenage girls that can really sing.
That's great. That's great. There's a question from Two Dart Mom. She's asking, what's the best way to make a playlist for your iPhone? What advice would you have for her?
I would say first is what are you going to use the playlist for? Are you going to use it to work out? Are you going to use it when you're driving in your car? Or are you going to listen to it while you're at home making dinner? Because I think to me, and this is just my own personal opinion, whatever mood you're in or whatever mood you're trying to set is going to dictate what music you're going to pick. And the
Hmm.
cool thing about Spotify, when you're building a playlist, when you find a song you like, it's going to give you suggestions of related artists that are similar to the one you're listening to. So you can check those out too.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. I know that for my playlists, I always kind of you do them on the computer and then I just sync my phone. But can you do a playlist directly on your iPhone from your music?
I've never tried to make a playlist on my iPhone. I'm like you, I do it on my MacBook Pro or on my desktop, but I don't know. I'd have to check that out.
Right. And for those of you who, I don't know if you've experimented with this, but I know I have, if you have a song and you'd like to accelerate the beat, perhaps to, make it more of a workout song, you can use an app called Audacity. And I don't know if you've tried that, Jay?
I haven't tried that particular app, but I have tried apps that do the same thing.
What's some of the ones you know? I know it's super popular to like, add a beat to a song that you like.
The main one we use at the school right now is called the Amazing Slowdowner. And basically you can take a song and you can slow it down to as many beats per minute as you want, or you can speed it up to as many beats per minute as you want. The toughest thing for kids when they're learning music is if you show them a new piece, they always want to try to play it up to speed the first time through. And the thing that's hard to get through to them is if they can't play it slow, they're never going to be able to play it fast. So we
Hmm.
take that app and we put the song in it and we slow it down. That way they can play along to it at that speed instead of the normal speed.
Oh, okay, great. And Robin is saying that you can indeed create playlists right from your phone. So play around with that, and we will, we will check it out and post it. So we let you know how that's done. But I always use the computer myself, and you do too, right?
Yeah, I do. But thanks for having our back, Robin.
Yes, thank you, Robin. As usual, she comes in with some great advice. Um, Okay, and now, I'm enjoying so much the music conversation. I also just wanted to get in, what are, you're a dad, and we'll want to know a little bit about what are some of your favorite things to do sort of with technology with your kids, because I know I've never asked you that.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that because right before we started the video chat, I was looking outside, and it's been so cloudy and snowy and rainy and cold here in Wichita for the last month. Today's the first day where the sun is out and like beaming, and I think it's going to be about 60 degrees. So as soon as the chat's over, my kids are going to be just getting home from school, and I think we're going to go take a walk and try to take some pictures with our smartphones.
Oh, that's a great assignment. Grab your smartphones and take some great pictures of the day once you can finally be outside. Yeah, we got hammered last night with, well, actually all day yesterday with what they said was going to be 1 to 3 inches was more like 3 to 7 inches. And we kept like looking at it piling up and up and up and thinking, when is it going to stop? So
I
I
think you've got some warm weather headed your way, hopefully.
I am, well, you know, it always ends at some point. The winter will end. I know
It
it
will.
doesn't look like it. One last reminder for everyone. Want to let you know we will be soon opening the next destination store in the city of Boston. The Verizon destination store will be opening there. I don't have the exact date, but I know it's coming, and it'll be on Boylston Street in the Back Bay. So I know, Jay, tell us what you think about the destination stores that you've seen thus far.
Well, I've been to the one in Minneapolis, and I've been to the one in Chicago, and let me just say the people in Boston need to get ready because they're going to have their minds blown. Those places are incredible. The customer service is outstanding. There's nothing you can go in there and can't get a question answered about.
And that's so important, you know, to be able to learn about your devices and really kind of have fun and understand how best to use them. So I think that's gonna kind of do it for us. One of the last things I wanted to do, because we're gonna give away this away this speaker, is ask you, what is your favorite speaker? Do you have one that is portable that you take around with you? I am assuming you have an incredible sound system in your home, but how about for your portable, you know, these kinds of Bluetooth babies?
I got to tell you, for the wireless, the Bluetooth speakers, I have a soft spot in my heart for Bose and have for a long time. So the Bose is my favorite. But I got to tell you, the Jambox and the Jambox Mini, for sound quality based on price, you can't go wrong there. Those are great.
Yeah, that's true. So you've actually I know that in one of the destination stores you had a chance to play around with some. So you checked out the Sony. What was the other one? The other brand you saw?
Well, I've checked out the Sony, I've checked out the Bose, the Jambox. The one you have there I played with in Chicago, and it's incredible. I mean, they all have good sound quality. That's not really the issue. It's, when you turn the volume up to a certain, level, it's the clarity that I look for.
Yeah, yeah, this is true. This is true. Okay. Well, I am so grateful, Jay, that you were able to join us. I'm going to actually give away the speaker right now. And this is the guy, just in case you didn't see it. Look at how big it is. This is, I don't know if they come in two sizes, but this is definitely a really pretty one. It's going to look good everywhere, anywhere you put it. And the winner is Rebretta, and your Twitter ID is BRETVZ. Congratulations. We're going to post that. Enjoy your sound with the UE Ultimate Ears Boom. In fact, this is the accessory of the month on Verizon Wireless. And when it's the accessory of the month, and be sure to check that out, you get, there's a discount. So if you're interested in checking out the speaker, be sure to log on to the Verizon Wireless website and look for the Verizon Wireless accessory of the month. So thanks so very much, Jay. I hope you enjoy your afternoon with the kids, and that you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so very much for helping with such great advice on music.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and I'm sending warm thoughts your way.
Thank you, thank you. I know that it hasn't been completely warm out there for you, so warm thoughts for spring all around to everyone. Thanks so much, Jay.
Thank you.
And thanks again to Robin for your great advice, and the Tech Dad, and of course Geek Babe, and all of you for joining us. We will see you again next week at the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, for the VZWBuzz chat sponsored by Verizon Wireless. Thanks again. Have a great weekend, everyone.